Hey, what's going on, you guys? It's me, LaMarrKendell, and I'm here with my BISTA.
What's poppin', y'all?
Finally got him in the video. Today in this video, I'm pretty much going to talk about how we met each other, how long we've known each other, first impressions, so forth and so on. And then we're going to follow this up with a Throwback Story Thursday video. So definitely tune in, you guys, alright? Okay. So like I said, this is my BISTA, and I finally got him here in a video.
I'm here, y'all. I'm here. I made it.
Yeah. Yes, finally. And this is an intro video, so we're pretty much going to talk about how we met each other, when we met each other, where we met each other, and first impressions. So I'm gonna start it off, he's gonna follow up, and then we're gonna do it like that. Alright? So I'm LaMarrKendell, as you guys know, and I met Nick about 5 years ago, and we were in orientation at Forever 21.
Yeah.
And
it was like literally on the spot. Like we went to the interview and it was like, oh well, you got the job.
Yeah. So like we was in orientation, and then like I don't know, like I think we had like a group interview thing going on, and then I think
it was like the day after my last day of school, like literally the day after my last day, I started at that job. Like,
yeah, so it was like, and then like we just like instantly, it was like a little click. Like it was him, me, and like a few other people. I'm not gonna name their names because they're not irrelevant. They're not relevant. They're irrelevant.
Okay.
And yeah, that's pretty much like how we met or whatever. When we met, that was like what, spring 2011. Yeah, that was like spring 2011 because I remember starting in May. Because I remember having orientation like at like. Now I remember having my interview, or I remember doing my application. Oh wait, it's a funny story how I got hired there, because Devin, he called me and he was like, "Yo, we're hiring." Hey, my mom, she about to yell. Can you come do this interview? And I came. I'm like, yo, I'm in the studio right now, but I got to do the interview. And then I came down for the interview, and I got hired on the spot. And then orientation came, and then that's how we met. And there was a group of us or whatever. Yeah. And that was like springtime because it wasn't too hot and it wasn't too cold. And then I remember it got hot after that. I pretty much said where we met, Forever 21. First impressions. Okay, first impressions.
What was your first impression of me?
When I first saw you, I was like, okay, like he's obviously gay.
Oh damn!
Because your piercing gave it away. Okay, yeah. Your piercing gave it away that you used to have, that you don't have. I
used to have a lip piercing. I took it out.
Yeah, and I was like, he's cute or whatever. He got a big booty. I always look at everybody's booty. I don't know why. And yeah, I just like I don't know. I was just like he probably would be somebody that I would click with here, because I always try to find people that I can like relate to in workplaces and stuff like that, because it makes like the job fun and easier and stuff like that. And then look, like we still cool. Like out of like all of the people out of Forever 21, like who would think that we would have been cool for like this long? Because like people come and go, and people be like, yeah, we could be friends, we could be this, we could be that, and they play that friend thing, and then they be acting all phony throughout the years, like throwing shots at people. I'm not gonna name no names. But what was your first impression of me? Like, if you can remember.
When we first started, I just came out, so I was kind of like scoping out to see the people that were like gay and stuff. And like when I first saw you, I wasn't sure at first, and I was just like, I just remember like, because I'm a very analytical person, so you might catch me staring or like just, you know, being focused. Yeah, observing pretty much. So I'm a Virgo, so that's what we do. But so I was studying him. I'm like, wait. Like at first I wasn't too sure. Then after a while I was like, okay. I heard him, you know, talking and conversing, and you know how he, you know, acts and stuff. So I'm like, he might be. So I think that's what kind of like drew me to you. And then when I found out that we were like close to the same age, I was like, bitch, this could be my BISTA.
Right.
Okay.
And then like after that, we just was like that day. I can remember that day vividly at orientation. After orientation, we had walked around and we were like looking for something to eat because we was in there for like mad. It was really like a shift in there at the orientation for Forever 21. I'm just like, oh my gosh, we was in there for so long, even though we got paid. But I remember like we were looking for food. Everything was dumb expensive around that area. It was on Fifth Ave, like in that area.
That Forever 21. It was like Fifth Ave between 55th and 54th.
Oh, 53rd and 54th. 53rd and 54th.
One of those, yeah. If y'all ever been there, you know.
That was
like the best one.
It was legit, like, oh my gosh, we used to do a lot in that store. I can't even.
There's a lot of freedom.
Yes, and I'm not even gonna like. Well, it's probably like past the statute of limitations, but we used to like Boost Mobile in that store. And if anybody know what Boost Mobile is, not the motherfucking wireless carrier.
If you listen to Little Kim, you know what boosting is.
If you're from Brooklyn, you know what boosting is. Right. If you're from Harlem, you know what boosting is.
If you're from New York, you know what boosting is. Like, that's New York,
from
right?
New York, period. You know what boosting is. Yeah. And we used to like get it in because the second floor. And what was it? The fifth floor or the fourth floor? The second floor and the fifth floor. Yeah. Them cameras was broke down mountain, broke back mountain.
We knew all.
And in that store, we knew about all the spots, all of the floors, which floor the booth's from, which floors the cameras didn't work,
which corners to be, you know.
Yes,
doing your stuff
where to stash your shit at. Because we used to legit stash our stuff, like especially on the fourth floor. I remember working in Heritage. That was on the fourth floor. And people would stash their stuff all in the floor props, like the benches and the desks that we had there, and behind fixtures and stuff like that. Yeah. I remember this one particular time. These two girls, I'm not gonna name any names, they took full outfits. They came to work one way and left work another way, and there was like this secret door that looked like a wall that was an exit. And it led from like the basement where the stockroom was, and
Forever 21 out.
Yes, I
wouldn't be able to do that.
Yes, they pretty much had their stuff behind that door and like manipulated the security guard so he could move, so they could get their stuff from behind. Like I remember this story. It was crazy, but
how many years? That was like what, 4 or 5 years ago?
Yeah, that was definitely like when we was on.
I don't even shop at Forever 21 anymore.
Yeah, me either. I think the last time I was in there, I think I got this. My Chicago Bulls hoodie, yeah, and that was just recently, like a month ago. But what else about that? That's pretty much like how we met.
We met,
and we used
to have like at that job, each floor it was at least 2 people assigned to a floor, right?
Right.
So sometimes, you know, if let's say I was working on like the 5th floor, the men's section. Which they barely ever put me there, and I always wanted to be in there so I could see the new shit that comes out. Never was there, but they would assign 2 people to each floor, and sometimes I would go downstairs to his floor or vice versa, and we would just be chilling because the supervisors and the managers used to be, you know, downstairs. They barely, came up, so.
And they barely came. Like that store was crazy, but I met like some cool people from there. It's still some people that I associate with from there, but like he and I held like the tightest bond there since working at Forever 21. But that's pretty much like how we met, when we met, a little background of us. And
we got stories.
Yes, we have so many stories. We have so many stories. Like we're definitely going to continue with these stories and do collaborations or whatever. But stay tuned for an upcoming story on Throwback Story Thursday.
Later.
Thanks for watching.